practiced like so much because I think it's like Shryock.
It is. And then I'm thinking of how everybody says Shryock.
Shryock. Welcome to my random kitchen this week. I am Brittany Bass, a full-time passenger seat princess and operations manager of Matt Becker Fishing. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am also Matt Becker's girlfriend, and he is a bass fisherman on the Bass Pro Tour. So we are in our second year with Major League Fishing and the Bass Pro Tour. Well, not second year with Major League Fishing. We're actually in our seventh year with Major League Fishing, second on the Bass Pro Tour. And with this channel and podcast, I get to bring you guys the stories from the other side of tournament fishing life. So I get to introduce you to the wives, fiancés, and girlfriends so that you can hear our side and all the goodness that goes into making the tournament season great. So all the behind the scenes. And this is episode 13 of Random Kitchens. Welcome back, everyone. Today I am very excited and happy to introduce you to this very cute Southern Belle, MLF Momma, newly licensed insurance professional, and girlfriend to Professional Bass Fisherman, Fletcher Shryock. This is Cali Trotter.
Hello.
So thank you for having me, and I'm actually in her actual kitchen, so it's random to me, but not to her.
Right.
So we are currently sitting in her kitchen and in Tennessee. We're actually in between tournaments. And I thought it was 45 minutes apart, but we only live 35 minutes apart, which is crazy.
I know, even better.
I know. So it worked out perfectly. She got off work and was able to get her boys and babies, little Miss Emma, to her parents. So we were able to do the podcast. So how's today been?
It's been good. Crazy busy with work and running kids and life, but it's been good. I'm excited to be here.
Good, thank you. So starting from the top, for people who don't know you, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
So I'm Cali Trotter. I'm Fletcher Shryock's girlfriend, and I'm from here, Cleveland, Tennessee. I've lived here all my life, actually, and had Fletcher move to me.
Yay!
And then, like she said, I'm a recently licensed insurance agent, so that's exciting.
Yes, so exciting. And how many years has Fletcher been fishing professionally?
Oh, gosh. So professionally, I think he started in 2011, he won a Bassmaster Open and punched his way into the elites the next year. So I guess 2012, that's been...
Dang.
I don't math.
I did not realize that
12
either.
Years?
Yeah, what is that? 20? Yeah, that is 12 years.
Yeah.
Shoot.
He's getting old. He's a veteran. That's what He's a veteran.
Yes. And do you travel together, or have you ever traveled together?
We traveled together a lot last season, but this season with the baby and then my two boys and then the new job, I've gone to Red Crest and mostly to practices. I don't go for the full tournaments, but it's a lot with the baby now and trying to work. So I'm hoping I'll get to go to some more, but for now I'm more help at home.
Yeah. So used to travel a little bit and then now at home. So just to set the stage, because some questions will be, kind of baked in because of all of that. So for this podcast, I want to go into obviously y'all's love story and family makeup, and then we'll take a little break and dive into the tournament world and how it all works for them. Because like she said, they got a lot. So before we do, I wanted to take a second and insert a picture because I started doing that of just y'all and y'all's family so that people know the angler tied with you. And actually a listener asked for that. And I was like,
That's
that
smart.
is so smart. And I really had thought about it at the beginning, but obviously totally sidetracked. So this is them just right over here. Okay, so let's talk you and Fletcher and then the babies and then work. So what is y'all's love story? How did you guys meet?
He hates this story. So.
Does he?
And I love to tell it. So he actually started following me on Instagram, and I followed him back, which I really don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even look at his profile. I guess I was just I was happy that day. And I just decided to follow him back. Well, so I had posted a selfie in my story, and he reacted to it with the flame emoji.
Yes.
And we started talking after that, but I ended up just totally ghosting him because I finally looked at his profile and he had followed like several other girls at the same time, and I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. I'm not playing games. And so he ended up messaging me like a month later, and he was like, why did you ghost me? Like, what is going on? Are you still mad? And I was like, listen, just don't play games with me.
Yeah.
Everything will be fine. And so we kind of talked through it. He was fresh out of a relationship. I was fresh out of a relationship. And
So
we ended up just
like,
having a really good conversation. And it just made it kind of funny, I think. So we just kind of went from there. He ended up coming to Chattanooga, which is right outside of here where I live. And because they had a tournament on Chickamauga.
Oh,
which is right
was
down
it
the
that
road.
Tournament?
Yes.
Okay, we were at that tournament.
Were you really?
Yeah, like 2021.
Yes.
Okay, because Matt had like, I think he had won one, and it was when the top four could come up to the Bass Pro Tour at that time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it was that one, and so he was staying with his brother who lives near Chickamauga, and then so we just kind of hung out after the tournament, and it's just, the rest was history.
Yeah. Wait, and he was living in Gunnersville at the time.
He was living in Gunnersville.
Okay.
I was living here, so that was only about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. It wasn't too bad, but we made it work for a while before he moved here. So.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's
played
funny.
my cards right, I guess.
He didn't like it because he liked all of those things. That's why he doesn't like the story, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It makes me sound bad.
I mean, hey, if you're fresh out of a relationship, he's like, I'm just going to toss my cards.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So is he a big, happy, romantic guy?
Not really, but probably even more so than me, to be honest, because I feel like I'm more of like I want to do the little things, make you know that you're loved kind of person, like let you know that I'm thinking about you kind of person, and he's more of like a physical, like he just wants to be constantly holding my hand or hugging me or kissing my head, and so I feel like we kind of cover all the bases between each other because we're like totally opposite, but it just works.
Yeah.
You know, they say opposites attract for a reason.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and like I have learned this recently, whatever you give is not always how you receive love.
Yes.
So like you might give the little things and he might need that, and then you might receive the physical touch because like you technically might like that love language even though you can't give it as much.
It's so true.
So do you remember who said I love you first?
Oh yeah. He said it first. He had come here and hung out for the tournament on Chickamauga, and then I think it was 5 days later he asked me to come to his house in Gunnersville, and I did, and we had stayed up. I don't even remember what all we did. We had gone a few places and I think watched Supercross or something, and it was literally, it had been 5 days and he told me he loved me, and I told him back, and I meant it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like when you know, you know.
You do. You just know.
Yeah. I feel like I held on to it. Like he said it super quickly, Matt did, and then I held on to it for like a while because I'm like, I like know I feel like this, but like I don't need you to
make
know.
Sure.
Yeah, like I don't need you to know it yet.
Had to play the game.
Yeah, I just gotta hold my cards close to my chest.
I get that.
So
too.
how long were you guys dating? Have you been dating?
Yeah, so it was May of 2021, so we're almost at 3 years next month.
And when did you get him to move up here?
Okay, so it was actually before I got pregnant with Emma. He was already looking here anyways, but it was right at the time where interest rates were going crazy and the cost of houses were starting to go up, and so we just couldn't find one that we liked because obviously, like when you have boats and you need a tackle room, it's kind of hard to find. You can't just pick whatever.
And it's really not as like easy as people think because all garages are too short for a boat.
That was the biggest ordeal. So it was actually, I ended up getting pregnant with Emma. We still hadn't found anything that we just loved, and we were like, we don't want to move into something that we just semi-like just to make it work. So I was like, just take your time, we'll find it. And we had actually put a few offers in on a few different houses and then ended up backing out. Got cold feet, and then he was out here for the Watts Bar tournament, and a house popped up on Realtor, and it was this one, and it has the shop below the house where 2 boats can fit. It's
Oh,
got
I
a
didn't
shop
know
downstairs.
that.
It's got
Oh.
his tackle room. It was just perfect. It was totally meant to be. So we got moved in while I was in the hospital having Emma.
Oh my gosh.
Because I went into labor with her 3 months early. And so my parents and my sister, sister-in-law, my Nana, everybody was like pitching in.
They all came.
Yes. Packing up all my stuff because I literally couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was stuck in the hospital, which was kind of nice.
Yeah,
for me.
it was like kind of good timing.
I didn't have
Thank
to do
you,
anything.
Emma.
She's looking out.
Yeah, she was. She's like, oh, this looks tragic. Let's just be born.
Yeah. So we've been in here for about a year and a half now.
Nice.
And we love it. It was perfect.
That's
Total
super
godsend.
exciting. Yeah, we technically were gonna go in the kitchen, which is why there's still a random chair there. So I'll move that in the
Random
break.
chair for
I
random
know.
kitchens.
We couldn't decide if we wanted to be taller or not, so this works. But so their kitchen is back here, and obviously we're in their dining room, which is beautiful, but it has so much light. So we are in here, but
It's all about the lighting.
yeah, all about the lighting. So do you guys go fishing together? Like, have y'all fish tournaments together, or do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm really not good at it. I know how to throw like 2 certain things.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, he still has to tie up for me and be like, okay, throw right there. But he still tries to do like the throw 40 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, my brain doesn't work that way. Like, tell me at that tree over there
Yes.
or that
Or
clump of grass
halfway
over
between
there.
here and the tree.
Yes.
Like, I don't do the feet thing either.
Yes. So we do like
At 12 o'clock. Like,
Yes.
what is that?
people's brains don't work that way.
No, I can't process it like that.
No, but it is a lot of fun to me. We do the Wednesday night dog fight
Do
tournament out of Nickajack.
Oh my
and,
gosh.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
We just go out there. It's like 2 hours. You just fish till it gets dark. You do a weigh-in.
That's awesome.
And he always lets me hold up the fish,
Yeah.
even if I didn't catch them. So it's a lot of fun.
Hey, I've seen those pictures. I thought you caught them all, and I wasn't saying anything.
I have caught
I was like,
some.
she's smoking them.
Yeah, there was one tournament where we went out there. I think it was in August because I was throwing a frog, which was my favorite.
Yes.
And it was warm outside. It was just like the perfect night. And he was like, throw right there, and I hit it right on the target for like the first time ever. And I caught a humongous for me, bass, and it ended up winning us the tournament. He didn't catch anything. I got big bass and won us the tournament. I was so proud.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It never happened again, but I will never let him live that down.
No, that is what it's all about.
Yep. That
I
was
won
my
us
15
the
minutes of
tournament.
fame. Yep.
Yeah. So is that y'all's favorite date night, or do you guys have another fun date night?
That's really like the only thing that we go out and do. We are
Yeah.
such homebodies. Our favorite thing is on Saturday nights turning on Supercross. We might have a little champagne.
Yeah.
Just to get fancy.
Just to
And we just sit there and watch Supercross and make
I love it.
steaks
Yeah.
and potatoes and just sit down in the shop because it's just dark down there, and there's like we've got a cool little couch that lights up down there, and we just have our own little indoor date night. That's just our favorite.
I
So.
love that.
Mhm.
And why do you guys like Supercross?
So a lot of people don't know this, but Fletcher used to race motocross for several years. He was 14 all the way up until I think like 21 maybe, until he got injured, and he raced Supercross too.
And he was good.
He was pretty good. Yeah, I think he got hurt a lot.
Yeah.
So that was why he ended up quitting and bought a bass boat, and then the rest is history. But so he's kind of, I've always been into it. I actually used to ride when I was a teenager.
You?
Not anything crazy,
Yeah.
just around my grandparents' farm, but I just have always
know your way
liked
around.
it.
Yeah.
And then he loves it, and then I've met some of his friends that still race, and
Yeah.
so we just get all into it. We just make a whole night out of it. It's a lot
No,
of
that's
fun.
so fun. It's every Saturday?
Every Saturday.
Aw.
There's a season. I don't know
Yeah.
what the months are that it goes through, but yeah, they do indoor, outdoor, everything. It's just our thing, I guess.
Dang. So, crazy couple of years, kind of like what we said, moved to Tennessee, got a house, had a baby, started an online boutique, started a new job, like lots going on, went from traveling with him a lot to not traveling. So, kind of breaking down all of this. Talk me through, let's start with well, one, are you enjoying being close to your family?
I love it. My parents are like 5 minutes down the road, and they're big hands-on grandparents. So they help out all the time, especially with me starting the new job. They just, like right now, they're keeping the kids while we do this. So it's really nice having them close by. And then my sister, she keeps Emma like once a week just because she just wants to. She just loves her. She's got 3 kids of her own. I'm like, wow.
That's so nice though, but then you have your time kind of, or at least time with the boys too.
Yeah, for sure. They enjoy that. And then Emma loves it. She goes over there and plays in the dirt. They send me pictures of her eating soil, and I'm just like, whatever. She loves
building immunity.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about all of your kids. So you have a mini miss, that is Emma. So what is her? Let's do first and middle name, just because that's fun.
Yeah. So it's her name's Emma Rika. And I know Rika is so random. Everybody asks me where that comes from. And I was Googling strong girl names.
Oh, yeah.
And it brought up a list, and it was just all these random things I've never heard of in my life. And then I saw Rika, and it means power of the home.
Ooh, I like that.
Or leader of the home, power of the home, something like that. And I was like, I wonder how you pronounce that, because if it's Rika, I don't like it.
No, it's strong Y is best.
So I typed it into Google, it pronounced it, and I was like, that just sounds awesome. And it's German, and Shryock is German, so it just kind of, I don't know, it just flowed, and I love it. It's different.
I love it too. Where did Emma come from?
I have had Emma picked out. I wanted that to be my name so bad. I begged my parents when I was like 8 years old to change it. And of course they said no. But
they had picked your name. They're like, we like yours.
Nah, maybe. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna name my daughter that one day. And it was so weird because when we found out we were having a girl, I asked Fletcher, I was like, do you have any names in your head that you've thought of or anything like that? And he said, I don't know why, but every time I think of her, like, I just picture Emma. And I was like,
I would have cried.
Thank you, Lord.
I'm like, so I'm set.
Yes, it was just meant to be. So we really didn't even have any other options. She was just always Emma.
Oh.
It was just coming up with the middle name, and I really liked Emma Miley, but he didn't like Miley.
Because of Miley Cyrus? I love Miley
Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. I was going to say, I love Miley Cyrus.
He loves Miley Cyrus.
She is a powerhouse.
Yes. But I guess he didn't want her to, be as crazy as her. Yeah. So we had to go with something else. But, it just
I like Rika. That's like,
it's
that
different.
Is sweet. It is different, but it is strong.
Yeah.
I like that. I never actually thought about Googling, like, strong. I always say, like, which we're not having kids, but if we were, like, I would want, like, a strong male name, you know, versus one that could go either way.
Yeah.
But I never thought about, like, strong women names.
Yeah.
I like that. I, like, instantly think of, like, Tammy Wynette. I don't know why.
That's so random, but
when you said strong woman, I'm like, well, yeah, like Tammy Wynette.
Yeah, Beyonce.
Yeah, really.
Emma Beyonce.
Could you imagine? Oh,
she would hate me.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. And then talk to me about your boys.
Okay, so my oldest, he is Baylor Drake, and I like
the strong middle name, both of them. Yeah,
I do too. And it's funny because with Baylor's name, I was really young when I had him, and so I was still cheerleading for my school, and my mom was like, "Who do y'all play today?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "We play Baylor," and we both just kind of looked at each other. And I was like, I really like that name.
Yeah.
And it just kind of stuck. And I don't know where Drake came from. I guess I just heard it. And he was probably popular at the time.
At the time.
He still is. But, that one kind of stuck. And then with Knox.
That's a really strong name. Yeah, these are good
I
names.
liked it too. I really wanted him to be Knoxville.
Yeah.
And just call him Knox. His dad said no. But his dad was a wrestling coach at the time. And there was a really, really good state champion wrestler named Knox. And I was like, that just sounds like a strong name, too. So we went with Knox. Obviously, I'm a Tennessee fan.
Yeah.
And his middle name is Brian, which is my dad's name and also his late uncle's name.
Aww.
They were both Brian, spelled the same way. So it was just kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Too, but
I love it. So they are a blended family, which kind of like Katie Hayes. She had her 2 boys, and then now they have Emma together. So super, super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Personality-wise, let me get back to little Miss Emma. Do you think she's going to be more like you or more like him?
She is Fletcher to a T, and it scares the pee out of me because he is so wild. If you know Fletcher, like, you know, he is on the go. He does not stop. I was telling her before we started, like, the work does not stop. You talk about hardest worker in the room.
Yeah.
He is that 100%. And even if he's not working, he's got to be riding the dirt bike or just something to keep him moving. Yeah.
Yes.
And she is the same way. It scares me so bad because she is all into the dirt bike. Like, that is her favorite thing in the world. She like shakes all over when she gets close to it, or if you say the word ride, she's just like, can't stand it. She has to be ridden around the yard at least once a day.
Oh my god.
She just can't help it. So
yeah, that is a little nerve-wracking for a mom.
It is, and I love it. I love that they have that to bond over.
And she'll be very cute in her little gear if she ever does ride.
I've already got her a little jersey. I couldn't help it. But
like a motocross jersey?
Yeah, and I got her name put on the back with Fletcher's.
What's her color?
Number on there. So the jersey that she got, there was only one I could find that was even in her size. So it's just black and white and gray, but I'm sure she'll have some orange in there, you know, like Fletcher does, and if he has anything to do with it. But yeah, she's got to be moving, got to be going. So
she's a ham.
She's nothing like me. She looks nothing like me. But she's sweet, so maybe she gets that from me.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll say that.
And I feel like babies always tend to look like the dad, and then they grow up and then look like the mom.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Well, she has his blue eyes, and then her hair is really light, and his was blonde until he turned like 21 or something like that.
What?
So,
and then it got dark.
Yeah, it just started turning dark. So maybe it's just for now, and then she'll grow into me. I don't know.
And then your boys, are their personalities similar to hers? Like
Knox's
busy or
yeah, Knox's is he's the same way. He's got to be moving, going, playing some kind of sport. He's really big into wrestling and soccer, and he's really good. And then Baylor.
Oh, yeah, I saw you said you were just at a soccer game, and he had scored at least 1 to 3 goals every game this year. That's pretty crazy.
He's
like
killing
that's good.
Yes. Yeah, he's never played before. I have no idea where that came from. He does not get athleticism from me whatsoever. But Baylor, he is just like me. He's my 16-year-old. And he just likes to chill.
Yeah.
Like, he's just super laid back, like sit on the couch, watch a movie with me kind of thing. And Knox, he can't
run in circles.
Yeah, he's got to be doing something. Which is good. I mean, it gets his energy out. But.
Oh, yeah. And Baylor just went, I see pictures, obviously, because we're Instagram friends, but he just went to prom or homecoming, or what was that?
He did. His girlfriend's a junior, so he got to go to her junior prom. And he's
Look
driving.
at him.
Older woman, that's what I said.
I know. Oh my god.
And she's so pretty and sweet. We just love her. So they went and did that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. And he's taller than me, so that's always weird because I'm like, I feel like I can't even get on to him.
Well, you are very short.
Yeah. It's not hard to be taller than me. I'm all of 5 feet. So.
Yeah. But I can't, like, your, like, angry face is, like, down here at him.
Yeah, he does not take me seriously whatsoever. But luckily, he's a good kid, so I really don't even have to get on to him. But I think, because I don't know if you saw it on Facebook the other night, I was like, I'm out on a Friday night and I'm seeing all these teenagers just doing crazy stuff in their car, riding on top of cars and whatever. I was like, and mine's at home doing his laundry for the week. So I'm blessed.
That's like a mom win. Check.
Yes.
Mom win.
Yes, 100%.
So how do they feel about this crazy fishing life? Do they like fishing? Do they, like, how do they feel about it?
Baylor, he's really, I don't think he'd ever been fishing in his life. We had a pond at our old house, and, you know, he would catch a few things out there every now and then, but other than that, he really, he doesn't care. He's more into girls and video games, you know, he's at that age. But Knox, so he's 7, and he's all about it, which, like I said, he's into anything that gets him moving and doing something. So he's got a Fletcher jersey that he wears to school every time there's a tournament. Like, he's gone and done some of the Wednesday night tournaments with Fletcher. He just loves it. So they all like it.
It is a good sport. Like, I think, I mean, not all fishermen are like ADHD or like OCD, but like I think a strong majority of them are, because it is like people, I feel like, think fishing and they think it's like slow, like you in a John boat, but bass fishing is like intense and insane, and it keeps your like, I feel like keeps your, you know, your hands busy. Like Matt's like, he's just moving. So I feel like people probably like Knox would really enjoy it because it is like, it's so active.
Yeah, because even when you're sitting still, like your mind is thinking of the next move and what you need to do next and how to change it up and all that. So yeah, he likes it.
Good. That's fun. And then obviously Emma's too young to vocalize how she feels.
Yeah, she likes going out on the boat, but that's about all she knows. She, I don't think she's even seen a fish yet. No. So we'll find out, but I don't know about that one.
Kara Vina says that they put like a baby pool on the deck of his bass boat and put water in it, and then he'll get like little fish, like bait fish, and put them in there with her, and she just like, that's what they did with Charlotte when she was little. I was like, that's such a good idea.
That is so smart.
But then it like kind of gets them a little cool, but preoccupies them while he's like messing.
Oh my gosh, I never would have thought of that, but yeah, that makes total sense. I think Emma likes it because it kind of reminds her of the dirt bike, like when you're running. She just has the wind in her hair. She's just happy. She's happy.
And her little hair.
Yeah.
It's so cute. So do you guys have any pets yet?
So we did. We had a French bulldog. I got it for Fletcher for his birthday. Not long after we started dating. I don't know what I was thinking. I spent all kinds of money on that thing.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They're so expensive. I had no idea.
For like as non-moving as they are so expensive.
Oh my gosh, I had no clue. But we had one. Her name was AJ, and but then when we had Emma, she was 3 months early, like I said, and then so she was in the NICU for 3.5 months. And at that time, Fletcher's dad was also in hospice. He was passing, and so Fletcher was gone all the time. I was at the NICU all the time, and we didn't want to get rid of her, but I wanted her to go to somebody that was going to give her time. I mean, she was literally here all day by herself. So my old cheerleading coach took her, and so I get to still see pictures of her. They're obsessed with her. She's spoiled rotten, so it makes me feel good.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah, we're not ready for another one yet. It's a big commitment, and with 3 other kids, I'm like,
it's a lot.
I'm just not that. I can't do it.
I know.
I love them, but
we want one so bad, but there's no way.
Yeah, unless it travels with you, I guess. But French bulldogs, they don't do the best on boat. They overheat really quickly and have major allergies. Yeah.
Wait,
it's so crazy.
Was it which bulldog? Which kind?
The French bulldog. Yeah. So
the little one. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they do. I mean, all bulldogs have breathing problems, but the little ones, I feel like, would overheat.
Yeah, really bad. She's either freezing or overheating. So, and then a lot of, Airbnbs and hotels and whatever, you never know. I mean, unless you really plan ahead of time where you're staying, and they don't take animals. So it just made more sense for her to go with somebody else that could take care of her. But
that's
I would like another dog at some point.
Yeah.
I love golden retrievers, but we'll see. Now that I'm home more, maybe I could.
Yeah, just sneak one in.
Yeah.
Oh, just found her. Yeah. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about your work. Obviously, you started online boutique last year, and I don't have a baby, but I still follow it because it's very, very cute, and you have such good style.
Thank you.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I whenever I had Emma, I wanted to be able to still have, my own money or help with bills or whatever else. So I was trying to think of something that I could do but still be able to travel and take care of Emma. And so I started Emma and I. Yeah. And I feel like it's hard to find boys' clothes for one, and then 2, just good quality clothes. Yeah. Because it seems like everything that I was getting for my boys before Emma, it just fell apart unless you wanted to spend a crazy amount. And so I decided I'd start that, and it's gone really good. I kind of took a step back from it when I got this insurance job, just to kind of focus on that and studying to get licensed and everything. But it's still going. I like it, and I like meeting people, and because people would come to my house to pick up, and you get to just see new faces and
create your
stay
own
at home mom.
Like,
that's
mom
important.
Circle.
Yeah. So it's gone good. I'll probably get back into it more hopefully in the next year or so after I really get established with the insurance job. But
yeah, no, that's good. And it's Instagram and Facebook, right?
yes.
At Emma and I Uptown.
Yeah, on Facebook it's just Emma and I. There's a group and a page.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently they're two different things, and I didn't realize this to begin with. I'm not tech savvy. So you have to follow the group because for some reason in the page it doesn't show everything the same way. And then on Instagram it's Emma and I Uptown.
Yeah, very cute. So if you have babies, go for it.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, like you can use it even for gifts too. That's what I like always search
That's
for.
what most of mine have been, honestly.
Yeah.
Cara Avina, she's bought a lot from me for her kids, but most of the other sales I made have just been baby shower gifts.
Yes.
So
yeah.
it's always a good, everybody likes getting clothes.
I know. I love it. I feel like I would go broke on like baby shoes too. Like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
It would
Emma,
be...
she has so many shoes and she wears like one pair.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that, but you can't help it when it's girls.
No, they're too cute. There's too many fun things. And then like you mentioned, obviously you came over to the insurance world, which if you don't know, I came from the insurance world before I started working for Matt. So it's like right up my alley. I was like, oh my God, congratulations.
Yeah. I know, I had no idea that she was doing that. And then she had asked me to be on her podcast a while back. And I was like, well, I just got licensed. I've got to do some training now. I'm not going to be able to go to that tournament. And she was like, wait a second. I know what you're talking about. But it's been, that was just a total godsend too. I literally, like, I was so just anxious about getting back into a normal job after Emma because I feel like it's so hard to trust daycares nowadays. But I met my boss, Ben Green, at a Wednesday night tournament.
Oh,
he
no way.
fishes. And one way or another, we just kind of started talking about it, and I saw that he was hiring, and it was a work from home job. And I was like, this is perfect.
Yes.
So I messaged him, and I was like, I know you want somebody with experience, but would you consider?
I have none, but I got the will to try.
Yes. Yes. And he was just so sweet and just took me on, put his faith in me for some reason. And so him and Kevin, it's just us three.
Yeah.
And
is it the Green Insurance Agency?
it's Ben Green Insurance Agency.
So if you're around Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, anywhere. We're licensed all over pretty much.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and our main thing is boat insurance. So like I said, Ben, he's an angler. He does all kinds of tournaments and BFLs and whatever. So
he knows.
we
how to
just
actually cover
understand.
things.
Yes. You know, because a lot of insurance companies don't understand like wanting to insure all of your rods and reels and tackle on how much all that costs, and
or they don't think it costs as much as it does, so they
Yes.
won't insure the property part.
Yeah, so we just get it, but we also do the home and auto and that kind of thing too. So it's been great. BenGreenINS.com.
Yeah.
You can get a quote from your girl.
That is so exciting, but I'm so proud of you.
Thank
I'm very
you.
excited for you.
Thank you. I love it.
Has it been nice, like having the separation a little bit, the separate things?
It is. I think I needed that more than I thought that I needed that, because I'm just big on, I want to, even though I feel like being a stay-at-home mom is way more than a full-time job.
Yes.
And just taking care of all of that and helping with the fishing and everything, I still wanted something where I felt like I was contributing, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been really good for that, just for my mental more than anything, to have my own something to do.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to like another wife about it because like I feel like I got, and obviously I'm fully absorbed into this, so like
Yes.
But it is like Matt and I have to talk about it, you know, all the time, as far as like I have to have separation when we get home, because it's all about him and his, and it is our business at this point because we're both, you know, working on it, but like it would be very nice to have something that is like just mine, which is why I started the podcast too, just because it really is. It's something that is mine. Like I can be creative. I can like talk to my ladies. Like, you know, it's just separate from Matt Becker Fishing all the time.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's important to have that.
Yeah, it's just, it's fun. And the insurance world is so fun, which, like, I always say it's like, you know, golden egg, because everyone thinks like, ooh, it's boring, blah, blah. No, it is so fun.
It's different every day.
Yes.
I mean, it's the same, but it's different.
Yeah.
You're dealing with different people, and, you know, it's never the same just thing over and over and over every day. So
and you're like constantly helping people, even though like some days are better than others. Like, it's nice. Like, you're giving people peace of mind, even though they don't realize it until they have a claim. But like the second that claim comes, they're like, oh, thank God for you.
Yes.
So it is nice. But obviously you got a ton to manage, a lot going on. Is there something that you like to do for just you?
I've kind of slacked since I've been working more, because when I do have time off, I want to spend it with the kids.
Yeah.
But working out has been, I'm telling you, I hated it my entire life. But it has been just so relaxing. And you wouldn't think that. But that's pretty much my only thing. I mean, I love doing the Wednesday nighters. I almost feel like that's for me, because a lot of the time, Fletcher doesn't want to go. And I'm like, no, please, I have to have this. Like, I need a reason to get a sitter and just go and do something that like gets my mind off it, because I really do enjoy it. And I guess to him, it's almost more work. Yeah. But
which he probably enjoys it once he's there. It's more of like having to think through what he needs.
Yes, and that he has to do all the tackle for it, because I don't know what I'm doing. But
I think it's good. Y'all have a built-in date night too.
Yes, that's what I say. So that's really my.
Do you work out here, or is there a gym in Cleveland? I guess y'all have a ton of stuff out here.
Yeah, we have a gym out in the garage, so I've been using it more. I'll even take my lunch break and do that some days. But and then the YMCA, we have a membership there, and I'll go there sometimes. But you know, to get me out of the house.
No,
but,
I like it.
But for the convenience, having a home gym's been nice. So
and it just makes you feel better overall.
It does. And I don't have an excuse.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, now that you work from home, like
I know, that's the bad thing.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, for any new ladies or moms coming into the fishing family, what is your best piece of advice?
Gosh, you definitely have to be okay with them being gone a lot, unless you're going with them. But you also have to remember that, like, even though they love what they're doing, like they're doing it to provide. Yeah. So I think just being super supportive is like the best thing you can do. That's what Fletcher said. Like, even though I can't help him get his tackle together or whatever, because I don't know what I'm doing, like just having the support, you know, and then taking care of all the things at home. But I guess just being supportive. That's what I say anyways. Yeah. I feel like that helps more than anything. But
I think so too. I mean, I think really that almost, I feel like people forget that is like the number one priority. Mm-hmm. Like, you try to do so much extra to like be helpful, but really they just like need you to make sure that you're supportive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That you're just cheering them on too.
Yeah. So between that and then obviously, like we just said, just finding something for you, even like something to do on the road. I know there was somebody, who was it? Fletcher was telling me that she used to make like, she would do like woodworking stuff.
What?
In there, they had like a motorhome or something, and they were doing woodworking.
Was that Miyu? Was it the shampoo guy?
No, it wasn't her.
I know they had like a setup at one point, but not for. I don't know if it was woodworking. I don't know who it was.
I don't know what she does. I need to ask her.
Yeah.
But, and I can't remember who this was. I'll have to think of it. But, she was just totally like making stuff in their in their trailer. I'm like, wow, that's more power to her. But, because you really do. You just have to find something for you.
Yeah.
So.
And it's hard. I mean, I know you looked at it before Emma and I, the boutique, but like, it's hard to find something you can do while traveling.
Yes.
Like, I tried like bringing a sewing machine, bringing a Cricut, but like we Airbnb, so it's not like, you know, an RV where I can just like keep it there. Like, it's hard.
It's harder than you would think. Yeah. Yes. I feel like I looked into making soaps and just all kinds of random stuff.
Please, if you start making soaps and bringing it with you, like,
I'll let you know.
Yes, I would love to help.
Oh gosh.
But it is fun. Like, all that, I love all that stuff, like all the creative stuff. I really wish
too.
like I had more time to actually do any of that.
I know.
Because it really is. It's so cool. I watch it online all the time. I'm like,
I know.
See, I could totally make these.
I know. Well, that's like one of my toxic traits is that I think I can do whatever I see on the internet, and it just don't work out that way.
There's Elise online, and she has this voiceover that everyone uses, and it says something like that. Like, my toxic trait is like the "how hard is it" gene. Like, how hard is it really? Like, I could definitely do that.
Yes,
how
that's
hard
me.
is it really? Like, and 100% identify with that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, last question. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. So, if we had a WAGs, like a wives and girlfriends fishing tournament, which way for girlfriend do you think would win? And now that I know your tournament history, I kind of feel like you would.
Well, that's so funny because I was going to say you for one because I know you're always on the boat with him. Like, even when he's practicing, I'm like, she picks some things up while you're out there, I would think. But Haley Wiggins, too. I don't know if you see her post. They won $5,000 in a tournament.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, she's a boss.
I don't know if maybe... I wonder if one other wife said that. I actually meant to look into it when they did, because I
think her and Kristen Lee, Jordan Lee's wife, she does some night tournaments with him. Dang. So yeah,
I feel like it would be good. Like,
it would.
I mean, because realistically, I feel like all of the wives could like catch them. Yeah. Meaning, like if the husband or boyfriend put them on fish, like I feel like we all could like catch them very well.
Yes,
it would be the like finding so. One of the last podcasts, I was like, all right, caveat, like, we're all at a pond. Like, the guys can drive us around or we walk the perimeter.
Yes. Like, that would really be a good idea.
Honestly. I think it would be fun. Like, I mean, it could be like a Red Crest event. Yes. You know?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Especially if there's a $300,000 prize.
I
think I can catch one.
Right? I mean, I would be happy with like $3,000. Yes.
300.
I know, like $30. Like, it's... Pay for my time. Yes. I'm kidding. No, it would be fun. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive into their tournament fishing life and kind of what that looks like with everything they got going on. Okay, we are back. So let's get into tournament world and what that looks like for them, especially because they've had some changes through that. So kind of starting at the beginning, Fletcher was fishing when y'all met?
Yes. And that's kind of funny too because when he sent me the initial Instagram message, he said something like, yeah, I'm a professional angler, and I'd never fished a day in my life. So I thought my brain went to math when I heard angler, and I was like, this dude's a nerd. I had no idea.
Like angles.
Yes, that's what I pictured in my head, like 90-degree angles. So I had no idea, but
I love that.
Yeah, once I finally ended up looking at his profile a few days later or whatever it was, I was like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. But yeah, so he was already with the Bass Pro Tour whenever we met since because I think he's been with them since they started 5 years ago or 6 years, whatever that's been.
Yeah.
Again, crazy. I can't math in my head.
And me neither. It's okay.
Yeah, so he was already with them when we got together.
So did he always want to be a professional fisherman?
Yeah, when he was 10 years old, he started his own show called Fishing with Fletch.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, and he would record himself at home.
On YouTube?
I don't know. I guess it was just like with a camcorder kind of thing.
Oh.
But it is a piece of it is on YouTube. On his brother's channel, they did, I think it was called like the Shryock Brothers Unleashed, and it's episode 8. Oh. And it's just all about Fletcher and like how he got started with fishing and whatever, and it is the cutest little video. He's just in his living room, just casting, and he's like, I got one. And then he used to hold tournaments in his backyard, in the little creek in his backyard. But of course, like I said, he was into motocross. Yeah. So he was doing that from like 14 years old to 21 or whatever it was. And then when he got hurt, he bought a bass boat and went from there. I think that was 2009. He bought his first boat, and then in 2011 is when he won the Bass Opens at Lake Norman.
Oh,
and then in
North
2012,
Carolina.
he was on the Elite Series.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And was he always Full Throttle? That's his title sponsor.
Yeah. No, I think before Full Throttle, it was Spiderwire.
Oh, okay.
I think that was his original one, and then went to Full Throttle. There might have been one in between there.
Did it come from the motocross side? Is that Full Throttle came with him?
I don't think so.
No, okay.
I really don't know how he got into
Such a sweet
that.
sponsor. That's what I was wondering.
I know, it's awesome. And I
He's
had no
the orange,
idea.
obviously Full Throttle.
Yeah,
But
it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
I have no clue how that got started. That's
Huh.
probably a good question to ask him. But he's been with them for several years
Yeah.
now. They're awesome. And I didn't know that they were owned by Monster. So maybe it did have something to do with
translated from there.
Supercross because Monster sponsors Supercross. So
Yeah. Huh.
who knows?
Crazy.
The more
I know, the more you
find
know.
out,
Yeah. So, what was his path into fishing then? So, I know it was, or it sounds like Opens, Elite, and then Elite to the Bass Pro Tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah.
Did he do anything? Did he do the Opens while he was doing motocross, or did he not start until he got hurt motocross and then bought a boat?
Yeah, he literally, I think he was just doing motocross, and then he had, I guess he got several concussions, but then he finally had one that was so bad, he woke up and he had no idea where he was. There was just people standing over him. His collarbone was like completely out of place. It still is. It's crazy.
Gosh.
And I guess that was when he decided, like, okay, this has happened one too many times.
Yeah, I'm pushing my luck here.
Yes, but of course he had always wanted to be a professional
Yeah.
angler. Like, he'd fished all his life and wanted to do that, but I think it just worked out with motocross first.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess he's just good at whatever he does. It blows
Yeah,
my mind because I'm
isn't that
so not
crazy?
like that.
I know. Maggie was saying that about how Gerald is. Like, he's just, like, good at what he picks up. I'm
Yeah.
like, Matt is too. It's actually pretty
It must be a
frustrating.
guy thing.
Yeah, maybe it is. Or just at least, like, a professional guy. Like,
Yes. Yeah, it's like if
they're
good
just
at one
athletic.
thing.
Yeah. Like, was
Mhm.
that guy, he could do, like, baseball and basketball or whatever?
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Was it Michael
Yes.
Jordan? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, he played.
Was it? I thought, no, more recent. It's
Oh.
gotta be, what was his name? Not Zion. That's the guy that broke his leg. I don't remember. But it was like a...
That's another thing we'll have to find
Yeah,
out.
we'll find out. It was another name, but no, I didn't know actually about Michael Jordan
Oh.
either.
I only know that because of Space Jam.
Oh!
And then I found out afterwards that was kind of real or something. Because, like, his
Ah.
dad was a professional baseball player, I think.
Oh, that makes sense then.
I may be totally making myself look stupid right now. I don't know
No.
for sure, but
I'll
yeah,
take your word
I
for
think
it.
a few of them have done that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just cross sport
Yeah.
professionals.
Do whatever you're good at.
So did you know what you were getting into with the tournament world before you got here?
I had no
Yeah.
clue. Obviously, I knew nothing about fishing since I thought angling had to do with math. But
That's so awesome.
I
I'm telling Matt he's an athlete. Like 100%.
didn't know it, but he was.
You're a bass fishing athlete. I mean, they
Uh,
technically are. They have to deal with numbers all the time.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. Mm-hmm. No, I had no idea what all went into it. I was one of those people that thought, like, if they had sponsors, they got everything for free.
Yeah.
And just that they won all kinds of money. Because, you know, when you hear
Yeah.
professional athlete, I think of, like, NBA players and,
Yeah.
like, golfers and stuff that just make millions and millions of dollars. But, and I guess some anglers do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had, and I didn't know all the work that went into it because
Yeah.
you would assume, like, oh, you just go fishing like most people do, but there was so much more to it than
So
I
crazy.
ever imagined or would have given credit for. So
Yeah, I had no idea. I'm right there with you. Like,
Yeah.
no idea.
no clue, but yeah, it really makes you appreciate after you learn all the ins and outs of it because I couldn't do it. I could
No,
not do it.
there's no way. I mean, there's no way.
Mm.
So what do you think so far is the best part of loving a tournament angler?
I think for one, just getting to see like him doing what he loves. I've told him, I was like, you are the hottest when you are fishing
Yeah.
because he just loves it, and you can just see like how much passion he has
it like
for
radiates.
it. Yes, and just that, and just how hard he works, and I know that like he's doing that to provide for us.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much. So I guess just the seeing him doing it
Yeah.
and doing what he loves is just my favorite.
I love it too. I know. The passion is like...
It just kind of makes you emotional.
Yeah, it's like second to none. I don't even know like if we explain it well on here either, but it is. It's like, it's just so cool to be a part of, I feel like.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part of loving a tournament angler?
I would definitely say just all the time that they have to put in to prepare, not only going to the tournaments, but preparing for the tournaments, because, I mean, at least with Fletcher, he's super, super, super organized. Yeah. And so, like, everything is labeled and in their own specific little places, and that helps in a way, but in another way, it's like there's so much to go through and do and get ready for, and then they go to the tournament, and if you can't go, they're gone for over a week.
Days.
Yeah. So at least. That's probably the hardest part. I mean, absence makes the heart grow fonder, too, I say. So I don't take that for granted, but that would be it. I honestly just love all of it.
Yeah, that's what I always say. You don't have to have a hard part, but it definitely, I feel like, has its like hard parts, but none of them outweigh like the good part.
Yes.
You know, like it would never be.
Right, and obviously like seeing them not have the greatest day on the water, like you see them just upset and...
Yeah, that would be hard. I mean, that like I feel like would be the hardest part.
Yeah.
Just because you like see the preparation.
Yes. How much time and effort they put in. And then if they don't deliver for one reason or another, it's just... Because there's really nothing you can say or do at that point.
I know. I just sit there quiet. And Matt will just be like, I sucked. I'm like, you did not. Today did. You did not. And I'm like twitching because when I was a kid, like we weren't allowed to say that word.
Yes.
And so I'm like, please stop. Like you do not. You do not.
That is exactly me and Fletcher. He is the exact same way. He gets so negative on himself because he expects so much out of himself. Yeah. And I do too, because I know he has it in him, but at the same time, I'm like, just be positive. Like, again, like you said, this is one day. This is not your entire career. Yeah. There's going to be crappy days, and you just got to roll, like, just move on to the next one. Yeah. Try not to dwell on it, which that usually doesn't make him feel better, but...
Yeah. I know.
I try.
It's like a fine line, like, what do you say? What do you not say? Yeah. I mean, obviously, every person is totally different. Mm-hmm. I give Matt, like, 24 hours to have, like, a pity party and be, like, frustrated, and then I'm like, we gotta go. Like, we gotta move on to the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which he does it to himself anyways, because if he doesn't cut it off, then he'll be, like, long-term sad.
Yes, for sure. It's easy to do.
So what do you think the biggest misconception about this lifestyle of, like, this sport is?
I think that goes back to the just probably, like, not necessarily how much money they make, but just that all this stuff is handed to them. Yeah. And they actually have to, I mean, they work their butts off and there's great sponsors. I mean, they even send me, like, I know you know, with Yamamoto and whatever, they send us shirts and stuff, and but it's not like people think, where they're just handed all this free stuff and they don't have to do anything. I mean, we sat down in the shop the other night working on his trolling motor forever. Like, you have to tweak your things, and I don't know, I guess just people thinking, you know, they somehow kind of have that must be nice. Yeah,
and you see it in the comments too. They're like, oh, it must be nice, you can get everything free. It's like, okay, well, he actually works his butt off to get this. Yeah. So even, like, some of it is not free, and then some of it, like, we have bought out of our own money. Some of it, like, it's earned through different things. Like, but it's constantly worked for. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not like he just sits on the couch and people just throw stuff at us.
Absolutely.
Like, that would be super nice.
And I say that's probably a big misconception, because that's what I thought. Yeah. Whenever he told me what he did, I assumed he probably made lots of money, and that he got I assumed he got his boat for free. Yeah. And I remember Fletcher went and fished with Gary LeVox. I don't know if you know, he's the lead singer of Rascal Flatts. And he said, yeah, how much does Full Throttle pay you? Like $1 million or something like that? And I was like, yeah, that's about right. That's kind of what I assumed, because I just didn't know. But yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing.
So talk to me a little bit about y'all's tackle, like how you tackle tournament season. Because obviously I know you're not traveling this year. but you guys did. How did your routine switch? Do you help him with anything before you leave, or just take care of everything on this side and then he kind of comes and goes?
Yeah, I've pretty much always handled like the house stuff. Like I'm making sure the house is clean, the kids are good, because Fletcher is very everything's got to be organized for him to feel mentally prepared. Yeah. So I'm making sure he's got meals cooked, that he can go down there and do his tackle and get all his stuff organized the way he wants it, because I sure won't do it right. Yeah. And that he just knows when he comes upstairs, it's going to be clean, the kids are going to be bathing in bed, and his dinner's ready, and so we kind of keep it separate. Yeah. I definitely help if he asks me to help, but like he's pretty OCD, so he likes to. He might be like, "Hand me this," or "Do this," or something like that. But for the most part, no. I
don't think I would trust the knots that I would be making anyway.
No, there's no way. It's all so precise. Like like you say, even the knots, I had no idea. He's sitting there counting 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, I just didn't know. But
no.
So I just try to handle the back side of everything. Yeah. If that's what you want to call it.
No. It is. I mean, there's like a ton that goes into that anyways. So
yeah, for sure.
So does he room with anyone, camper it, like Airbnb or hotel typically?
He's pretty much a loner. He's stayed with people before and he likes to, but I think just for his mental preparation and how his system, I don't know.
Sometimes it's hard. Yeah. Whether you want to think it or not, people get in your head.
Yes. And then, of course, like if he's had a bad day or whatever, he don't want to go in and ruin somebody else's day, possibly that had a good day, or vice versa, you know? So I think he just likes to stay alone. And then, of course, if me and the baby are going, we don't want to. Yeah. Because I think last season...
Well, then that's easy probably for you to be able to come in and out as you can.
Yes. Because I know last season he asked something about if we wanted to come stay with the Lees. Oh, yeah. And I was like, no, I can't do that to them, because I cannot. If Emma's crying in the middle of the night, I don't feel as bad keeping Fletcher awake because it's his baby. But if it's keeping Jordan Lee awake and then he's falling asleep out on his boat the next day, I'm going to feel awful. So we pretty much just do Airbnbs and hotels. It just kind of depends, but we go back and forth.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the Airbnbs anyways. I mean, hotels aren't bad either, but I do like the Airbnbs.
Yes, having your own kitchen.
Yeah, it's so nice. And just like a couch. Like, that's the one thing hotels miss. Like, some of them have couches, but it's like, it's never just like homey.
Yeah, you have to be in the bed. Yeah. Or watch TV.
And it's just, it's a little different, but yeah. So, typical tournament day routine. Do you guys have anything you do? Like, obviously, you're here, he's there. Do you guys have anything that you do, like, symbols or like calls or anything that y'all have as traditions?
I guess I don't know if it would count as a tradition.
This was a winky face symbol, by the way. I just did this. I know. Like, I don't know why I just did that.
That was cute
though. Well, because like with Kristen and Spencer, he always like blows her a kiss and like winks. So I was like thinking.
I love that. Yeah, you had that in your head.
I did. I probably looked crazy on there.
No, no. He calls me every morning, which I couldn't believe, because I think it was after we were like officially dating. He was going to, I think, Heavy Hitters, and he called me while he was out on the water, and he was like, "Hey, I'm heading out to my first spot. I just wanted to call you." And I was like, who does that? Because I feel like a lot of people probably, because like you're in your zone. Yeah. And I was like, well, he's probably just doing this because we're new. He's trying to be sweet and win me over. But he still does that. Every morning before the tournament, he calls me when he gets on the boat and he's just waiting or either going to his spot. And he'll even text me during the tournament, little updates. And so we don't have like a set thing that we do, I guess. But
I would say that's it.
Yeah, he keeps me in the loop at least, so I don't have to rely on Score Tracker. If I can't be looking, he can just shoot me a text like, I just caught a 2-pounder and I'm above the cut now, or whatever. So
that's cute.
I know, I like it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is so sweet. I love that as well. So what do you think he would say is his most favorite moment or like biggest high point of his career?
So that was definitely when he won the Open on Norman, because he said he just never thought, like being this motocross kid, even though he loved fishing his whole life, he never thought that And when you see the picture of him holding up the trophy, he's standing there, he's got on just a Nike shirt. He didn't have a jersey or like any kind of like real sponsors at that time, I don't think. So he said it just meant the most to him out of everything, because he said, you know, I'm out there fishing against Skeet Reese and Gerald Swindle and Kevin Van Dam and, you know, whatever, just these people that you idolize. Yeah. And then to win, he was like, that's just the highlight. Yeah. He said, even if I won one now, like, obviously it would be amazing, but it would just be hard to beat that.
Well, and I feel like it's like your first
big
the first like win. I mean,
and just when you're not expecting to, like, you're the new kid, and
you don't have like anything other than yourself, because that's what Matt always says. Like, his first was just like insane because he had like literally nothing. Yeah. So it's like, and then finally, you know, it just all clicked.
It started making sense.
Yeah. Crazy. So what is your favorite moment of his career so far that you've been a part of?
I think
and it doesn't have to be like an event necessarily, like it can just be
so whenever we found out that I was pregnant, it was the week of the Watts Bar tournament, and which is right up the road. It's like 45 minutes from here, and he wasn't living here at that time, but I was pregnant, and back up. So we thought that I could be pregnant. We had been trying, and we decided we were going to go out. It was time to practice for the tournament, and I wanted to go out with him, so we went out with the dog, and we were like, we brought the pregnancy test with us, and I took the test out on the lake.
That's awesome.
And, that might be TMI, but anyways. And so we found out we were pregnant out on Watts Bar, and then and he had a good practice. Like, he didn't think he was going to do super great or anything, but it was good. Yeah. And he ended up finishing 4th, and then it was while he was in the tournament that he found this house. So I don't know, it was just kind of like
that's like a perfect moment.
Everything of that tournament and just the time leading up to it just kind of
it all clicked to me. Yeah. I love that. That is fun. I didn't know you took your pregnancy test out there. That's so fabulous.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told anybody that. But now we know.
Now we know. And all of our friends. That's awesome. So what do you think is something that you do that helps makes Fletcher more successful on the water?
I definitely think just the kind of, like I said, about keeping everything good on the back end, where he doesn't have to worry about whether Emma got to daycare that day or who's picking her up, or, you know, like, he knows he can just go out and fish, and that is the only thing he has to worry about that day. Obviously, because I'm not more of a hands-on, you know, helping with the in-depth stuff. And then just when he gets off the water, like, dinner's cooked and ready, or I've already got it figured out what we're doing.
Yeah. And just taking full mental load off.
Yes, taking the mental load off. That's a good way to put it.
I know. I never heard that word until like TikTok, and now I freaking love that word, because it is like, that's exactly
so true.
Like, we say back end, but it really is, you just take all that like mental thought out of basically the rest of their day. Mm-hmm. They are a wall of fishing. That's it.
Literally, that is it.
With their little baggies of lunch. Like, I will send you off into the world.
Yes, the little bag. That's perfect, because Fletcher, his go-to snack on the water is so random to me. I don't know, maybe it's a northern thing, but because he's actually from Ohio. He was living in Gunnersville when he moved here, but he's from Ohio. So he does, I think it's salami with it's salami with Swiss cheese, and I like stack it up on a tortilla and then make it into a wrap and some mayonnaise. Yeah. And he just has me put it down in a Ziploc bag, and like, that's his, and he'll eat it every single day. That's what he wants.
I like it.
It cracks me up. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, okay. I can make those. Yeah, it's really
salami
random.
Swiss roll-ups.
Yeah. I guess the bananas are bad luck.
So. Oh yeah, we don't do bananas. Yeah. That's a no-go.
Yep, so salami it is.
Do you miss traveling with him at all?
I do. I miss it a lot, actually. But I think because Emma is at the stage now, she's 18 months. She's starting to walk. Yes, and she only takes one nap during the middle of the day now. But just, I think with me trying to work, and I'm on the phone with customers, and whatever. It doesn't really make sense right now, but I would love to get back. I love it so much, y'all don't even understand.
Yeah.
Because before, I would go with him, and Emma was either a baby or we didn't have her yet, and I would either just lay there in bed and watch live all day, or I would nap.
Yeah.
And it was so relaxing for me. And I know now it probably wouldn't be. I feel like it would probably put more stress on him too. So I'd like to get back to that at some point when Emma's a little older.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are you planning on like traveling full time when she's older, like homeschool style, or?
Probably not, just because my boys, I'll still have them here, but I don't know. I haven't gone too much in depth thinking about it. I think Fletcher would like that.
She would be like 8 when both your boys are in school or out of school, right?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that either. I guess when she's 8, Knox will be like a sophomore in high school. He'll be driving. So yeah, we totally could.
Dang.
It's weird to think about.
I know.
Gosh.
Just don't. Life goes too fast already. Wow. Don't think about it.
I'm watching the years pass before my eyes.
So our previous guest, Tilly, which I'm going to ask you this question too. Like, I always ask, what is a question that you have for the next guest without knowing who it is, but at the end. So I asked that of Tilly, and she said, knowing what you know now about this life and like his career, would you choose it again? As a career for him, not choose him again, but like as a career for him.
Yeah, 100,000%.
Yeah,
because of just getting to see him do what he loves. That is like when we go out on the water and I'm just getting to watch him and just the smile on his face every time he catches a fish, and you'd think it would get old, but it doesn't. It's what he was meant to do. I have no doubt. So even if he doesn't stick with it till he retires, I think it's been perfect for him and for us.
Do you think he likes it more than motocross?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so. I didn't get to be with him during his motocross era.
Yeah.
But I think so, because I think he gets less hurt this way.
100%. I would say that, yeah.
It did. I think the way that the boat, hits the waves up there on like the Great like Erie and whatever, because that's where he's from. So it's messed his back up. He did have to have back surgery a while back. So I guess he technically does still get hurt.
But hopefully not concussions.
No concussions, no broken collarbones, so we can handle it.
Yeah, that's no bueno. Mm-mm. So do you watch live during tournament season?
I'm glued.
Yeah.
So I have, even like with my work computer, I have a second screen, and so I'll have like my work pulled up right here, and then live on the other screen. I'm like,
I love
or
it.
at least like have the volume on working here. If they're like, Fletcher Shryock was kind of 5-pounder, and I'm like, and then I can text him like, I saw that.
I love that. Can you watch in front of other people or other wives?
Oh yeah, I totally can. I don't know. It's not really awkward to me. Maybe it is to other people. I've never really thought about it, but
I feel like the only time it's awkward for me is like if we're having a rough day and they're having a really good day, or if we're having a really good day and they're having a rough day, because I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm like an awkward individual when it comes to that stuff. Like I just make it worse.
Yeah,
so
I'm super awkward. Which is probably another reason why it's really good that we do stay alone and not with other couples, because I'd probably be like, it's a great day he had today, and, and it wasn't. But it doesn't bother me. I watch with my parents.
Oh,
they love it. My mom is so into it. My grandma's into it. So
I love that.
I know.
I love the extension of the fan club. It makes it so much fun.
Yes.
Okay, so from your perspective, what do you think makes a successful angler? And I can never say this word. So successful angler.
Successful angler.
Too many S's.
I would definitely say keeping a positive attitude is a big part of it, because I feel like when you do get on that negative spiral, it does just spiral.
Yep.
And then also having a good support system, I think, is a big ordeal. And Fletcher will attest to that. He's told me several times.
I don't know how the guys do it that don't. Meaning either they're single guys.
Yeah.
So sometimes their mom will like pick up the slack or like someone in their life, but like I don't know how.
No, because I know I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's a lot, and mentally especially. But the other thing too is obviously just the time that they put in. Like, I mean, I know before me, Fletcher would go stay weeks at a time at places putting work in. Now I don't really let that happen.
Yeah.
But I think just all of the time on the water is like the key.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it like becomes second nature what is happening on the water when they're on the water constantly.
Literally, like practice makes perfect.
Yes, yes. I know. Matt always says all the time, like, he's like, I'm no good at skipping. And I'm like, get out there. Go and practice.
Go do it.
Go and practice. So, I mean, he does, but it's funny. He's like, it's not that simple. I'm like, yes, it is. I'm like, yes, it is.
I know.
I will practice with you, babe. Like, I will be right there next to you, but like.
And it's funny you say that because Fletcher took me fishing one time and he skips a lot and flips. You know, that's kind of like his thing. And so I was like, I kind of want to try it. So he took me to a dock and he was like, all right, here's what you do. And I was like, I can do this. So I skipped and it was literally, it just bounced perfectly right under there. And he was like, about fell off the boat. He could not believe it. And I was like, I was meant for this.
Yes, I am a skipper.
I am a pro. It was fun. I just like the look on his face. I could probably never do it again, but it was fun.
I love those moments.
Yes, I felt so good about myself.
That was like the very first time we ever went fishing. I can cast because we were always like, we were saltwater family, like saltwater fishing, but like I knew, I mean, my grandpa was like pond guy, so like I knew my way around a fishing rod, and I remember casting and him just being like, and I was like, what? Like, it's hard?
I love that.
But his little face. Okay, one last question, then we'll wrap up with some quick hits. So what are you most proud of that you both have accomplished together? It can be fishing or non-fishing related, but just in y'all's relationship.
I think it's kind of fishing and non-fishing related all in one. Just the Emma coming early, trying to find a house. His dad obviously wasn't doing good, and with Emma, like whenever I went into labor with her, he had just landed in, I think, Minnesota, somewhere up there, for a team tournament. And I mean, I'm talking like he had just got off the plane, called me, and I was like, yeah, glad you made it, blah, blah, hung up the phone, and my water broke. And I called him, and he had to turn right back around, and he traveled through the night. The craziest story, and I won't go into the whole thing, but he took the last...
You're really welcome.
He took the last flight back, literally turned right around in the terminal, told him he needed to get another flight. He could only get one to Nashville, which is 3 hours from here. And so he got to Nashville, and then he was like, but now what do I do? Yeah. How do I get there? And he was trying to call Ubers, but it was 2 a.m. And Ubers weren't really running that late at that time because it wasn't, I don't think it was a weekend or anything. He ends up finding a pet Uber that was willing to come pick him up for...
A pet Uber?
Apparently that's a thing. I had no idea. But they will like run your pets places. What? And so he calls this guy and he's like, here's my situation. I don't have a pet, but would you
I
pick
can
me
be
up?
the pet.
Yes, he's like, I will pay you cash. And so he goes to this sketchy ATM at 2 a.m. in downtown Nashville and takes cash out of the ATM, gives it to this dude. He said the guy is falling asleep, like swerving off the road the whole way back. His back was super messed up at the time. He hadn't had surgery yet. And he did all that just to get to the hospital in time for me to have Emma. Gosh. I didn't even have her for like 4 more days. So he totally could have taken his time, but we didn't know.
You didn't know, yeah.
But that's just my favorite story because I feel like it's just, it just shows his character.
Yeah.
He's a good
guy. Go
daddy.
to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
Literally.
He did what he had to do.
Pet
literally.
Uber. How that?
I know. What? Yeah. I mean, talk about if they wanted to, they would.
Yes, that's it.
He did that. Yeah.
Dang. I know, well, and we keep mentioning, Matt, that she came 3 months early. And I was telling Matt, like, I'm pretty sure we were talking about, like, oh, this will be perfect because she'll come after tournament season.
Yes, that was the plan.
Yeah, and I remember, like, I don't know if we were talking about it, when we were talking about it, but I remember talking about it. And then I felt like the next week.
Yes.
You were like, in the hospital, and y'all had posted because obviously she was NICU, preemie, very little and very cute and very tiny, and her little hands, like I'll never forget that little picture. Very tiny. So 3 months early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was only 2 pounds 5 ounces. Her little hands and feet were not even the size of Fletcher's thumb.
So
and
little.
What were we getting at with that? Because you said something that made me think.
Us talking about her coming early. Oh, after tournament season?
Yeah, because that was the whole plan. Like, when we got pregnant, when we did, was because her due date was Christmas Eve. And we were like, that's just perfect.
And it's after all of the tournaments. It's like, in the gear up for the next year tournament.
Yeah, so we're like, he'll be here for her being newborn in the off time, and it just made perfect sense. And then she came in September. We're like, okay, she'll make her own entrance into the world, I guess.
Yeah.
In true Emma fashion, that is so her personality. It just makes total sense.
Take it by storm.
100%.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up with some quick hits. So I asked these to all the wives.
Okay.
What is your PB and where did you catch it?
Okay, so that was on one of our Wednesday nighters. It was the one where I won us the tournament. It was a 6.16, I think.
Shoot!
And it was so skinny, you could tell it was probably really like an 8-pounder, but
gosh.
I caught her at the wrong time. But I blacked out. He was like, just keep reeling. And that's all I remember. Yeah. I don't remember pulling it in the boat or anything.
You're just so excited.
Yeah. And I caught one other fish that night. It was like a 2-pounder. And he didn't catch anything, and I won us the tournament. Highlight of my life.
Yeah. And that was at Nickajack?
Yes, that was my frog bite back in August.
That's so awesome. I love a frog too, but I cannot hook a bass on them because it scares me so much.
Yeah.
That I like pull
they
it.
do.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's so cool, and I'm like, oh, and then I forget the whole, hook setting.
He trained me so hard on that. I missed so many, and he was like, Cali, you're just gonna have to calm down, think about it, let it sink when they bite it, and then yank it. And I was so focused. I was literally like,
sinking. It's sinking.
It's
not always just like, give them the business. Give them the business.
That's perfect.
So what is your go-to show or movie? Or book. I'll add that in there because I love to read too.
Yeah. Okay, so I love all of the Colleen Hoover books.
Yeah.
Right after I had Emma, that was my go-to. Now I don't have as much time to read as I'd like. But I will say, before bed, almost every night I have my guilty pleasure show, which is The Circle. Have you seen it?
No.
It's a social media show, and like people go on there and they only get to talk, like speak text through the TVs to each other.
What?
And they can play as themselves or catfish. It's total like trash TV, but I can't help it. I have to have something that my mind really doesn't have to think about.
Yeah.
That's
unwind. Why I watch Harry Potter all the time.
Yeah.
Really, I know what's gonna happen, but it's still entertaining.
Yes, it helps you fall asleep because you don't have to think about
The Circle.
So yeah.
No. Where is it on? Like
it's
Netflix?
on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yep. New season just came out, so I'm going to start it. Fletcher hates it, but
I'm gonna have to try it.
You will.
It just gets like
don't.
It's like The Bachelor, Bachelorette. Like,
yes.
It's like gonna end horribly, but
yes, total reality TV. But
love it. I do love. I'm a Below Deck Mediterranean. Have you ever watched that?
Mm-mm.
It's these people that they're yachters. Like they work on a yacht. And it's in the Mediterranean, so they have all these like cool guests, but like it is total trash TV and it's fabulous. Like,
I know,
absolutely fabulous.
I know. My sister was laughing at me. She was like, "You don't smoke, you don't drink, like you really don't have any kind of vice." And I was like, "It's trash TV."
It's trash TV. It is really right up my alley. Can you back a boat?
I can. I just started being able to do this, and it only happened because we had gone. I don't remember where it even was. I think it was just somewhere in Knoxville. And I had to let him out, and then I had to take the truck and boat with me because I wanted to run around, do errands all day. And, no. I think it was for one of his back appointments.
Oh, yeah.
Totally wrong. One of his back appointments, but we had to take the boat for some reason because I had the boat with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'll go to Target to get turned around to go pick him back up because they have a big parking lot. Yeah. I'll be able to get turned around there. So I tried to go around the back, and they had it cut off for construction. So I literally had no choice but to sit there and teach myself how to back it up. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess once the pressure's on, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And
good.
So it's
good
just kind of stuck ever since.
Yeah. Once you figure out your way, it always makes sense.
Yes. Yeah. I think having Fletcher like right over my shoulder being like, no, turn it this way and that way, and it just didn't click until I finally just kind of
let yourself
got
go.
my emotions with it.
Yeah, because it's like its own little dance.
Yeah, it is.
So if you guys played Uno together, you and Fletcher in a group, and you had to draw a 4 card, would you play it on him or wait until you got a reverse and play it on the next person?
It totally depends. If Fletcher was winning, I would for sure play it on him. But I'm super competitive, so I'd probably play it on just whoever's winning.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's what Missy said too. I was
really?
oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. I am. It can be like a game of Uno, or like me and Fletcher going out and doing the Wednesday night tournament, and I feel like I'm in competition with him. Even though we're on a team, I'm just that competitive. So
I like it.
That's the game plan.
So one more thing before you leave, and I am taking this from another podcast, but I love it. You guys know that. What is a question you have for our next guest without knowing who it is? And it could be somebody who full-time travels, doesn't travel, been in the game a long time, not been in it at all.
I think so. I really liked the question you asked about like the wives and girlfriends tournament kind of thing. So kind of playing off of that, I guess I would ask, who out of like the anglers' wives or girlfriends that you haven't met yet would you like to meet, and why?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. And I was thinking of that because I watched yours with Bella.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just so cute and
I love
sweet.
her.
And she just kind of reminded, like, her personality reminded me of me.
Yeah.
Like when she said that she saw the chocolate lab.
Yes.
Out,
and she was just like, you're coming
like,
home.
I have to pet that. I was like, that is so me.
She didn't live too far either.
Does she not?
No, Greenville, Tennessee, like up near Knoxville.
I kind of wondered because of her accent.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to arrange that. That's who you would meet.
I know, all 3 of us.
I love that.
We'll do something.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. I highly recommend meeting her.
Oh, yeah, she seemed really sweet.
Oh, I love that question though. I did not think of that. That's a good question.
I tried.
Okay, so that is our show this week. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having me in your kitchen. And if you guys want to follow them, where can they find you? Let's do the Emma again, and then Fletcher's page is in yours if you want people to follow you.
Yeah. So my Emma and I page is just Emma and literally the and sign I. On Facebook, it's Emma and I Uptown on Instagram. My Instagram is just at Cali Trotter. Fletcher's is F Shryock. And the insurance company is Ben Green Insurance on Facebook and Instagram. It's easy to find. Get us a boat quote.
Yes.
Get a boat quote from us.
From her specifically.
Yes.
Because she's newly licensed. So she can. So you guys know I love all the women behind Professional Bass Fishing. I can't wait to keep sharing their stories. I love doing this. It's like so much fun. And it's my outlet. So if you have any questions that you think I should ask, guests you want to see, I'll try to make that happen. Drop them down below in the comments. We release 1 episode every Thursday throughout this year. And I did start an Instagram page. It's at Random Kitchens Podcast. And then we're also on Apple Podcasts now. So super excited about that. But make sure you subscribe on this channel to follow along. And we'll see you next time. Bye.